From the Rexworth penthouse, away from Castle Rexworth and the Rexworth estates, I bid you good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are and whenever you are. My name is Rexworth, Lord Rexworth, and I welcome you to the Friday night stream. Going to be playing some Dave the Diver. Welcome in, everybody. First things first, though. If you haven't already, all my links are available on my website, lordrexworth.com. Lordrexworth.com. Support my sponsors there as well. That's a big help. If you have not been following me on Twitter, please do so. There's the link to Twitter. And let's see. Got a YouTube channel. Make sure to follow me on that, Lord Rexworth VT. That's Lord Rexworth VT. That's where all of my VODs get uploaded after stream. Twitch likes to do that thing where they get rid of VODs after a while. And YouTube is a way for me to preserve those for posterity's sake. Let's see. What else should I plug here? Got the throne page. You know, if you're feeling generous or something like that, I don't know. And then finally, link to the Castle Rexworth Discord for ages 18 and up. Trying to stay hydrated as best I can. I believe I've got the daily amount that's required here. And I think so, anyway. I had like 1 or 2 big bottles of water earlier today. I've got 2 bottles of sparkling water, some Topo Chico with lime that I've been working on. And I've also got medium to large size cup of basically watered down Sprite at this point. So, yeah. I have lots of fun in Discord. Indeed we do. Welcome in, Shields Maiden. And also Phalanx, welcome in. So yeah, welcome in everybody. Action Bastard, hello, hello. Glad you could join us, Only bad thing about too much water is it comes out more frequently. Yeah, it just tends to go right through you. But then again, that's sort of the healthy sign. I was told by a retired American Armyman, I believe he was a scout in the army or something like that. He's like, yeah, Rex, basically all you need to know, drink so much water until you piss clear. When you start peeing clear, you know you're doing fine. It's like, alright, yes sir. So, I've got some Topo Chico with lime, and also helps to sort of dilute the cocktail I made myself, which was fairly strong mojito earlier. Yes, clear piss means hydrated. Exactly. Hopping in and lurking while I consume homemade dinner, beef stew, baked beans, and corn. That sounds pretty good. Honestly, that's a pretty hearty meal. Should save that for the greatest hits in wintertime. That, gosh, that'll help. That really warm your heart and soul, won't it? Yeah. Anywho, let's see. I don't know if we want to do some video reacts first, or if we just want to jump into Dave the Diver. I've got this just... I've got an epic fuck ton of videos here that we've still yet to get through. I don't know. Let me look through here and see what we've got. Let's see. A walking tour, that's going to be too long. Fancy hotel in Tokyo. There we go. I will change it over to, let me change it over to just chatting. Just want to get some of this stuff out of the way. I know we're going to be doing a little bit of this tomorrow, but then we've also got the collab coming up with Besprit and Lulu and Action and everyone else. So I want to make sure that I kind of want to clear my tabs out. That's stuff I've been wanting to cover for a while, but wasn't quite sure. I don't know. Anyways, chat, I hope you're having a lovely start to your weekend. If it is your actual weekend. For some of you, I know you work during the weekend, and hey, you do what you got to do. Yeah, I actually caught a nap after dinner here. Fridays usually leave me just so tired. There's so many tabs, I just want to close the window. I know, but there's a lot of stuff here that I don't know, I want to get to it at some point, and I think a lot of these would make for good video reacts. So that's what we're going to do. Let's see here. Is this... No, that one's too long. That one's also a bit too long. Let's see if we can do some fun short ones. There we go. Here's one that's about 12 minutes. Bookmarks bar, dear. Bookmarks bar. Yeah, but... See, the way my brain works, I'll put it in the bookmarks bar and then I'll just forget about it. To me, that's just... If it's out of sight, it's out of mind. It's simple as. So I have to keep it in front of me to let it at least bother me subconsciously to when I get to it. That probably doesn't make any sense, but at least it makes sense to me in my head. So, let's pause the music here. Our definition of short is different. 12 minutes is not short. Alright, fair. I don't know. Anyways, let's look at a video. And we are starting with cars. The Lexus SC300-400 is the most underrated Japanese sports car from the 90s. Let's turn the browser audio up just a bit. There we go. And let's roll the tape.
If I was to ask you what's your favorite Japanese sports coupe from the 90s, you might say Integra Type R, you might say Toyota Supra, you might say Nissan 300ZX. There will even be some rotary fans name dropping the FD-RX-7, all of which...
I mean, they're all fine automobiles. My dad actually drove an RX-7 back in the 80s. And, yeah, fantastic car. Even had the flip-up headlights, too. I thought that was so cool.
Which are good choices, but I almost never hear people mention the Lexus SC. The MK4 Supra was built off the SC300 platform, and they both have the 2JZ.
Was it really?
Yet Supras routinely auction for over $50,000, while an SC300 can barely crest 20. The SC...
Yeah, and it's a Lexus. I mean, it's the nicer car. These really should be going for much higher. That car's as old as I am. Well, don't feel bad, dear. I'm actually older than this car.
The 400, while not perfect, is the only V8 rear-wheel drive Japanese coupe that exists from that era. And they're almost, dare I say, affordable. So today we're going to look back at the entire...
$6,400, it said. That is a bargain. Especially if you can get one in decent condition. Maybe do a little bit of TLC on it. That's not bad. I mean, these are Toyotas. They're practically indestructible. I roll in, we're talking about Nissans and Datsuns and Lexus. Seems like my type of party. Welcome in, Don. Good to see you.
9-year run of the SC Coupe and see if it's being slept on for a reason. Or if you should probably buy one.
You really should buy one. It's a nice car.
It's 1991. You just picked up a brand new game for your Sega Genesis, but you keep losing and now all your base are belong to them. Your school just got a bunch of new Macintosh classics. You're trying to play Oregon Trail in peace, but your teachers insist that you must learn how to use ClarisWorks. It's going to become the industry standard. In automotive news, by 1991,
Does anybody remember ClarisWorks? I barely remember that.
Honda, who had beat the other Japanese manufacturers to the punch by launching their upscale brand first, had firmly established
Oh, your customer belong to us. Good news, not going to be sans computer as long as I thought I would be, about a week longer. Hey, let's go. That's fantastic news, Don.
their Acura brand, complete with a flagship luxury sedan and coupe, a mid-level more European-influenced sedan, and a sporty hatchback. They even had a supercar now. I've already done videos on all of those models. Lexus didn't launch until late 1989 in North America, but even though they were a little late to the party and already had some stiff competition, the Lexus flagship LS400 received high praise immediately upon its release, and was absolutely a valid competitor to Acura's flagship Legend model. While the LS400 competed well with the Legend sedan, Lexus was yet to launch a coupe to compete with the Legend Coupe, which was a pretty fun and capable luxury sports coupe.
That's actually probably one of Honda's greatest hits right there, was the Honda or Acura Legend. Absolutely brilliant car in both the coupe version. I think they also had a saloon version for a time. But yeah, absolutely brilliant car. Luna Wolf, welcome in. Hello, hello.
Was even available with a 6-speed. But all that changed in 1991 when the Lexus SC400 went on sale. Needless to say, when the SC400 first hit showroom floors, it turned heads. Lexus had begun development on the exterior design back in 1987 at a research center in California, and they did it in a unique way.
Designers at Toyota's Calty Research Center in California shaped wet plaster inside balloons to create the initial concept of what is now the SC400.
As a result, almost every line on the SC was a curve. And remember, it's the beginning of the 90s. Most vehicles at this time were full of right angles. The drag coefficient was just...
Yeah, this would eventually become it was the shape of things to come. This sort of came to define cars of not the early 90s, but definitely mid to late 90s. Everything had curves on it. Everything had curves. There wasn't a straight line anywhere. But it looks all right with the Lexus, but there was a lot of examples out there in the marketplace that they were terrible. Let's just be real here. I did your tier, Lamau. I got smashed. But thank you for that, Luna. I'll have to catch more of the VOD later on. Remember when the Celica was killing the game in Rally? Oh boy, yeah. Oh, so you're going to be getting a refurbed gaming system with the guts out of another system that's still good. It's just not going to be a 10-second computer. There's a timestamp for you. Yes, I've got that earmarked.
0.31, and the design became very influential, with more rounded exteriors becoming the norm as the 90s progressed. And while its Acura competition, the Legend Coupe, was fairly unique.
Something about that tail there. It's just straight angle, just straight down like that. I don't know. I rather like that. Acura made some beautiful cars back in the 80s and even into the 90s. They were just brilliantly executed. And a lot of them were just the higher end Hondas. Everywhere else, this was sold as the Honda Legend. They just rebranded it and sold it at a bit more of an upmarket price, because Americans were under this mistaken notion that you should only pay so much for a Japanese car, and when you get into those price points, it's like, oh well, you need to be buying a German car or a British car, blah blah blah. Yes, I made a Fast and Furious reference. Sue me. The NSX is underrated. Don't at me. No, I've always believed the NSX was an absolutely brilliant supercar. Is it the most powerful? No. Is it the fastest? Maybe. But just the fact that somebody other than Americans from Kentucky can create a really fast car at a low price. Because really, that what you were getting under the bonnet of an NSX was it was still a steal. It was expensive, but it was still quite a bargain.
From the sedan, featuring many unique features and sharing fewer body panels than one might assume, it still was, as the name suggests, a legend coupe. The fact that the SC exterior was essentially designed from the ground up as opposed to off of the existing LS interior, the SC stood out more as a unique model in the
It was still a bit of a rebadge, though, chat. They still did a lot of the same things that Honda did with Acura. We missed it there. You probably could have caught it there for just a second.
Suggests, a legend coupe. The fact that the SC exterior
here's the JDM version of it, which there's not really much changed from the Lexus. This was sold in Japan and in other parts of the world as the JDM model was sold as the Toyota Sora. Sort of like the Lexus LS was sold as the Toyota Celsior. I mean, in Japan, these were just, they didn't have the Lexus brand. They just sold them as Toyota. Sort of like Honda didn't have the Acura brand. They just sold the upmarket vehicles as Hondas. I mean, Lincoln was a rebadged Ford. Caddy's a rebadged Chevy. Not all that unheard of. Yeah, exactly. They might have taken the same approach when Honda and Toyota were trying to enter the North American market. But in Japan, it wasn't seen as necessary. People are fine paying 50 grand or more for a high-end Toyota. They still are to a certain degree with something like the Crown, or back then the Toyota Celsior, or even the Toyota Century. They're used to that sort of thing. These different marks, they have different price points for everyone. Holden, Australian Chevy. In many ways, the better Chevy. Honestly, I think it was probably the biggest missed opportunity for Chevrolet in other parts of the world was the chance to market the SS, which was a rebadged Holden Commodore. I remember at one point, American Chevy dealers would sell you a Chevy SS, and they would also sell you a Holden badging kit. They would rebadge it as a Holden for you. Oh, it was absolutely brilliant. And it's an incredible car. It's a pity that it didn't stay on the market for very long. Chevy only gave a crap about the SS when it was NASCAR. Yeah, Chevy has this tendency to be very protective of certain cars within their lineup. If something does too well that it risks cannibalizing from something else, they'll kill it. They have no qualms about it. They, and even then, I think I would be willing to wager that they probably, another reason they got rid of the SS is because they didn't want to cannibalize sales of the Corvette. 2013 to 2019 was the SS era in NASCAR. I own a handful of SS diecast. Yeah, I mean, brilliant car. I mean, honestly, if I had to own another Chevy, I would make something like that my daily driver, just because it's so well made. It's not something that's cobbled together in a Mexico assembly plant, and it's also it's assembled, with a bit of pride and with quality. I think they actually imported a lot of them from Australia, which was back when they were still making some really good cars. Sadly, they don't even make Holdens in Australia anymore. It was, but Ford brought in the Stang, so Chevy answered with the Camaro, and thus the pony car war continued. Yeah, and I bet even then, they didn't want to cannibalize sales of the Camaro. So it's like, all right, we have to make some sacrifices here. So Chevy SS, you've got to go. Even though the SS really is the superior car. I don't say I don't know why people bother with Camaros. It's not even a very good pony car. I mean, have you seen the boot in that thing? You compare that to a Ford Mustang, or even compare it to the Dodge Challenger, and you can't hardly fit anything in that Camaro. For the longest time, it was Commodore versus Falcon. Yeah. Don't know jack about cars, but I love the Camaro. Haha. Trust me, the Camaro, not a good car, dear. You're better off getting a Corvette or getting a Dodge Dodge Challenger or something like that. Something a bit more practical. Or even a Mustang. If you have to get a pony car. But it's so pretty, but it's so useless. I mean, you can barely fit groceries in there from going out to shopping. Late 60s, early 70s Camaro were good, then it fell off. Yeah, exactly. Back then, when they still knew how to make proper cars. I got a Ram 1500, I do truck. So do a lot of other Americans, I've noticed. It seems like every other car on the road is either a truck or an SUV. SUVs that probably are not being utilized to their fullest extent. And I would imagine that there are trucks that are not being utilized to their fullest extent. They are the new luxury cars for the Americans. And yeah. I will never understand that sort of Napoleon complex insecurity a lot of people have with but I like to sit up high. That has nothing to do with safety. You could have something that practically hugs the ground be far safer than any SUV. And I would remind you that SUVs still have this tendency to do something called rolling over. Whereas with ordinary saloon cars and coupes, you don't really have that problem. Oh, but we have to hold all this stuff, once a year for a certain football tournament or whatever. Yeah, once a year. You could probably tie that stuff to the top of your car with a roof rack. Ew, don't you ever suggest in my presence a Mustang. What's wrong with a Mustang? They were the first to market anyway. Give me a Trans Am, yet a pony cars. I'm happy with those. Yeah, the world wasn't ever the same when they killed Pontiac. Not luxury, I say status cars, yes. Yes, I would say probably the new status symbol. And you can tell the people who have bought a truck as a status symbol whenever it gets dirty. True truck owners don't mind their trucks getting dirty. They're supposed to. Because their vehicle is a tool at the end of the day. The people who get all out of sorts about a little bit of dirt or dust on their brand new truck. There's someone that has not bought their truck for utility. Dan Gurney whipping around Riverside in an all-American racist Cuda. There's a post image. I can see it now. I've had my truck washed maybe 5 times, never by me. Yeah, exactly. Going back a bit, in my sim racing days, won a classic TA virtual title in a Chaparral's 1970 Camaro. That thing would kick sideways in the kink at Road America at 150 miles per hour. Damn.
Exterior was essentially designed from the ground up as opposed to off of the existing LS interior, the SC stood out more as a unique model in the Lexus lineup. It wasn't just an LS coupe. The interior also featured a somewhat rounded design with curved surfaces.
Never been fond of that gear shift. Always thought the gear shift looks weird. Because this is also when we're starting to enter the age of things getting rather plasticky and fantasticky. Oh, the moment I turned the wheel to the right to take the kink, I was instantly turning left. Goodness gracious.
And was mostly unique too. Despite sharing some buttons and knobs and having similar gauges, the dash itself was pretty distinct from the LS. There was a single line of matte finish wood grain that extended onto the door panels, and the seats were very comfortable, made of thick leather. It even featured the most important climate vent, which was becoming rather rare by the 90s. The SC interior really was a place of luxury, packed with all the premium features of the 90s. The SC thick leather. It even featured the most important climate.
Ah, yes, the crotch cooler. Gotta have the crotch cooler.
Which was becoming rather rare by the 90s. The SC interior really was a place of luxury, packed with all the premium features you could ask for, from a powered tilt and telescoping wheel to a trunk-mounted CD changer and
A
even
CD
an optional
changer and a car phone. Man, you were living large if you had a car phone.
car phone, so you could call your neighbors and tell them to look out the window in envy as you roll through your gated community in your Lexus.
Hello?
Look out your window, Jeff. Seat adjustments? There's a motor for that. You didn't even have to manually tilt the seat forward to allow access for your rear passengers. There's a motor for that too, until it breaks. Then you have to slither into the back seat like a worm. Been there, done that. To further assist your less affluent friends whom you have banished to the backseat dungeon, the door hinges were specially designed to swing out and forward, in theory improving rear seat access. The only thing I really don't like about these interiors is the steering wheel. An IS steering wheel swap is the way to go. Also, better radio and climate control screens would have been nice. I know it's the early 90s, but I've had calculators with better displays than this. The SC400 did of course share the LS400 powertrain.
They should have
Under
called
the hood was the
Casio.
1UZ FE, and that dual overhead cam V8 sends 250 horsepower to the rear wheels. With a double wishbone
Not
suspension
bad.
setup, four-wheel disc brakes with standard ABS, and even an optional traction control package, this Lexus Sport Coupe 400 is missing just one thing: a proper gearbox. Like the LS400, the transmission was a 4-speed auto only.
As if.
And while the SC can boast to its accuracy,
I mean, Lexus drivers, they're not going to be... They weren't proper sports car enthusiasts, so they probably wanted something that looked cool and went fast, but they didn't have to worry about constantly shifting gears everywhere. It was a thrill to drive. I love the cars that are a challenge to drive. The Audi 90 GTO, the Lotus 49, the 87 Chevy Monte Carlo NASCAR Cup car. Those are cars, if you get them right, you've conquered something. Be interesting giving those a go myself.
counterpart that it has 2 more cylinders and sends the power to the correct wheels, the legend can fire back and say that the Lexus is missing 2 gears and a pedal. The thing is though, even though I complain a lot about 90s luxury cars lacking manual transmissions, they lack them for a reason. Sports cars and luxury cars were still 2 very different markets in the 90s. Lexuses were marketed towards mature professionals, CEOs and business owners.
Hi, I'm a H.E. Pennypacker.
And these people typically weren't looking to shift their own gears. Hell, half the time they didn't even park their own cars.
Curious Lexus is that there are no adjustments to make anymore.
He moved my seat? This is outrageous.
Lexus automatically adjusts everything back just the way you like it.
You can alter your shift points by switching between normal and power modes, and I suppose for most executives that was good enough. Remember that a standard transmission used to be just that. Standard. It's what your base Corolla came with. An automatic transmission was a luxury and an expensive option. Lexuses weren't made to appeal to younger drivers. You can tell by the gratuitous use of beige. Nothing about them was meant to be standard. Plus, if you wanted a true sports car, Toyota already had the Supra. Still, that logic makes sense for the LS, but they were literally...
Yeah, if you wanted a sports car back then, from Toyota, you just bought yourself a Supra. But if you wanted a luxury coupe that could go fast, you bought the Lexus SC. Yes, I was waxing nostalgic about race cars. Hey, perfectly fine, Don.
Literally calling this vehicle a sport coupe. Shouldn't there at least be a manual option? Well, the truth is Toyota never made a manual transmission for their V8 platform, but there would still be a manual SC option. We would just have to wait a year.
The two Fetty delivers.
For the 1992 model year, a second SC option would hit the market, the SC300. Now, the SC300 was a 6-cylinder. Yes, it was the 2JZ.
Giddy up.
And therefore, the SC300 could be had with a 5-speed manual. Now, if I was a rich executive in the 90s, this is certainly what I would have wanted, but I wasn't buying luxury cars back then. I was learning to use ClarisWorks. So for all of the reasons I just talked about, Lexus actually sold very few manual transmission SC300s. Just look at these tragic automatic versus manual production numbers. One unfortunate thing for Canadians like me was Lexus, for whatever reason, did not sell the SC300 in Canada. Why would you do that, Lexus Canada? Manuals are better in the snow anyway. So are winter tires, just saying. From the outside, aside from reading the badge, the only exterior clue to differentiate an SC300 from a 400 is the wheels. The SC300 wheels were slightly different in design, and they were 15-inch, while the 400 rode on 16s. Please stop putting 20s on these cars.
What the hell is that?
Brakes were still 4-wheel disc with ABS, though the
Yeah, seriously,
SC300
what the hell
rotors
is
were
that?
slightly smaller in diameter. Optional traction control was still available. The interior was also pretty much unchanged and came with most of the same standard features. According to MotorWeek, leather was actually optional on the 300, but I've never seen one without leather. But that makes sense, because if you could
You would have to go with the Toyota sort of JDM models. I have seen sort of models that have cloth seats rather than leather.
afford the Lexus SC300 base $32,700 price tag in 1992, you were not about to get cloth and be the laughingstock of Cimarron Hills. Even your peasant cousin who is a middle manager has leather in his Datsun M30.
Excuse me?
Infinity, whatever. The real difference between the two SCs is what's under the hood. Like I mentioned, the SC300 is powered by the 2JZ GE, the non-turbo version of the 2JZ shared with the naturally aspirated MK4 Supra. In the Lexus, the 2J actually outputs 5 more horsepower than in the NA Supra, and the Lexus version featured a few more refinements like resin-coated pistons, steel cylinder head gaskets, and was overall a little bit lighter in weight. Comparing it to the V8 in the SC400, it had 25 less horsepower and about 25% less torque, but with the 5-speed manual matched the SC400's 0 to 60 time of 6.9 seconds. The first update for these vehicles came in 1995, but it was very minor. From what I can tell, it was just new taillights and wheels. The front end and interior remained the same. In 1996, the SC400 had an engine update, with the 1UZ gaining 10 horsepower and a silly plastic engine cover. The increased power output was achieved with lighter pistons and connecting rods and a higher compression ratio. A much more significant update was done in 1997, both cosmetically and mechanically. Cosmetically, there were again new taillights and wheels, and this time the front fascia was updated as well, with a reshaped front bumper and added grille and slightly reshaped headlights and fog lights. The rear bumpers and side skirts were updated as well. Inside was mostly unchanged except for the gauge cluster. It's subtle, but if I display them side by side, you'll see the differences. Mechanically, both engines received Toyota's new variable valve timing system. On the SC300, this increased torque from 210 to 220 foot-pounds, but actual horsepower was unchanged. On the SC400, the variable valve timing was combined with a further compression ratio increase, and power output shot up to 290 horsepower and 300 foot-pounds of torque. I absolutely love the 97 update. I think the Lexus SC is one of the best looking cars to come out of the 90s. Even the pre-refresh ones are gorgeous, but 97 just elevated it to a whole nother level for me. I'd swipe right. Unfortunately though, 97 would also be the final year you could get a manual transmission on the 300. After that, it would be automatic only.
Just
The
when I
sales
got
numbers
it
of manual
perfect.
transmissions SCs were super low, and by 97 it just wasn't profitable to continue making a manual transmission option anymore. That means if, like me, you want a manual SC300 with the 97 styling and VVT engine, there were only 120 of them ever made. So these are not the cars you're looking for. In 1998, the automatic transmission on the SC400s were upgraded to a 5-speed. Many sources online say this was done in 97, but
No
that's
shift knob.
incorrect, and you can tell by looking at the gear selector and the gauge cluster, or just by looking at the gear shift. Both the 98 4-speed SC300s and 5-speed SC400s received the same updated gear shift knob for this year. Both engines, but especially the SC400, had more plastic covering, because this is a luxury car, and you are not allowed to have naked valve covers if you live in Cimarron Hills. Close your hood, Jeff, that's obscene. They'll let any filth in here nowadays. mils. Only the Lexus dealer has the special tools to remove the plastic.
You don't have a 10 mil?
Certainly not. I do not dirty my hands with such trivial things. I'm a Lexus owner. I have investments to make.
Like what?
My roll-out tie dispenser.
In 1999, they finally updated the steering wheel. This one looks much better. They never did update those calculator LCD screens though. 2000 would be the final model year with less than 1,000 SC300s and
I want to go back here for a second. The original premium audio sound system, before they partnered up with Mark Levinson, Lexus and Toyota had premium sound by Nakamichi, which I don't know if any of you have ever used Nakamichi products before, but they still make fantastic sound systems. I think they still have a home theater system that is a soundbar and a couple of surround speakers and a subwoofer that actually sounds incredible and comes highly recommended. Looks like a VCR display. It does, sort of. Doesn't help that it's got the cassette deck right there, doesn't it? I miss my 79 Volare.
screens though. 2000 would be the final model year with less than 1,000 SC300s
Going
and
back to the-
400s produced combined. The dwindling
Going back to the pre-CD era. Well, they did have CD changes, but they were in the boot. So you had to preload whatever CDs you wanted to play, and then you just control it from the stereo system in the front. It was a weird setup. This was before they started really getting serious about having CD changers and single disc players in the whole infotainment stack there. Sounds awful. I mean, if you knew what sort of CDs that you like to listen to the most often, you could just put them into the cart there and load it up, and yeah, off you be. But yeah, I don't know. This was still very much the age of people buying and recording their own compact cassettes for play in boomboxes and also in their cars.
Dwindling sales of the SC is probably partially due to the fact that the model had such a long run without any major redesigns and people get bored easily.
Are these free?
But was definitely also due to the declined popularity of two-door cars in general. We were about to enter the eras of SUVs and crossovers, and we've already covered plenty of other two-door models on the channel that went out of production right around this same time. Now there technically was a second generation Lexus SC, but oh my god, that's where those wheels came from. Now technically there is a second generation SC, the SC430.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, I'm not going to bother talking about that one.
Yeah, that
10
thing
years
looks
ago, you
hideous.
could buy one of these for like dirt cheap. And even now, with the absurd inflation of golden era Japanese cars, prices are going up, but I feel like they're appreciating slower than a lot of other cool cars. Yes, it's disappointing that the SC400s are automatic only, but most kids nowadays don't even know how to drive a manual. So if they want a fancy whip to do donuts in the 7-Eleven parking lot in, why not buy one of these instead of going into debt 50 grand on a new car? Plus, it is possible to manual swap these. I would love to do that myself someday. As for the SC300s, well yeah, the manuals are rare, but they do pop up. Everyone obsesses over the Supra. I know the SC doesn't have the turbocharged version of the 2J, but like, you'll have so much money left over from buying an SC over a Supra, you can build it and turbo it yourself, and have enough money left over to buy a more practical daily, or add it to your
Yes.
savings account, or blow it at the casino. I don't know, whatever suits your fancy. Anyway,
No, don't
someday
do
I
that.
hope I can import myself a manual SC300 up here to my igloo. Unlike a Supra, they aren't so far out of reach. Unless this video does too well and these cars get more popular and suddenly only rich people from Cimarron Hills can afford them again. On second thought, forget everything you just watched. These cars suck, you don't want them. All your Lexus are belong to me.
Yes, don't buy this really good car. It's just going to drive up the price. I don't know how to drive an automatic. Don't come for me. Most kids these days barely know how to drive an automatic. Most kids barely know how to drive. Anyways, we'll stop there. Give that a like.
World by creating a holistic plan that
Oh, stop. get to this one probably tomorrow. Got some interesting travel-related ones that I want to react to. We'll get to that tomorrow. Nomad Capitalist has got a new one about living like a king in Istanbul. But for now, going to play some Dave the Diver. Yes, the cocktails and the sushi are finally ready, everyone. Where's Dave the Diver? Why is it not coming up on my list? Do I need to do a window capture on this one? Can't have cocktails. What about rooster feathers? Let's grab the controller here. Alright, it's morning. I need to go check out that rock pile. Let's craft a weapon first. Oh, we can upgrade it. Right. Okay. Sure. Got some slight Tech Marine or Mechanicus vibes from the first construction. Yeah. Right, let's go diving. Hello? What's this? Love the enthusiasm. Hello, whale. Don't eat me, please. Huh? I think it's got something to say. I should record its cries and ask Ellie about it. Powerful stuff. Speak to the whale like Dory. Hello there, Rosso. Hello, hello. Smooth. So smooth. That wasn't so smooth. Ah! Let's see how deep we can get. Ah. Two barracudas. I've stuffs to make burgers. Hey, let's go. Actually surprised at how much detail they put into this little cutesy game. Oh, you should see the Godzilla DLC once we finally get to it. I'm just wondering when we ever will get to it. I'd be honestly amazed what you'd find out of smaller, independent studios these days. Smaller studios means they usually have more love for the game as well. Yes. True and real. Been in here before. Back down here, I think. Been there before. Sea toad. These are some strong fishies. try level 3 tip. Maybe that'll take care of it. Nothing. Finally. Come here, fishy, fishy. Harpoon to the face. Limit. Go. Well, shit. Trapped. Wait a minute. Maybe we can get through here. This takes me back to the... Oh. The very audible oh shit that came out of my mouth when Rex got slammed into the wall. Discard that. bring them anymore. Oh yes, we need to call someone. Huh? What's going on? A humpback whale appeared in the blue hole. I think it might have something to say. I recorded its cries. Have a listen. Sounds like it's looking for its offspring. Offspring? Yeah, they must be lost somewhere nearby. How about helping me? As you're going about, if you hear a young one's cries, can you let me know? Well, can't just ignore that. Okay, I'll take a look. Time to find the baby whale. Look at his little pixel beard. Dottie, save the baby whale, Dottie! Yum. A shot bang stick. Whoa. Ah, yellowfin tuna. Well, some of the good stuff. A bomb slammed him into the wall, fish edged him, and now he's looking for a baby whale. Yeah, that about sums it up. Jumbo whale tail hunt and tow. Oi! Just for that, you're getting the harpoon too. Almost got him. I did it. What's this? Hey, it's a pink dolphin I met before. Wait, what if it gets caught by poachers again while wandering around alone? If we raise awareness about it, can't we maybe make it harder to poach? I should take a picture and get it published in Weekly Fish. Hey, that was a good one. Oh, to be a pink glowing dolphin in the ocean. How did we end up? Huh. Okay. Two fragments close by. My meds kicked in. Ignore about 40% of what I say. Only 40%. this is where we were before. Yeah, what's the 40% though? There's the question. Is there a map or something? Hopefully this isn't leading me back to where I think it does. Yeah, that is. We've already been here. Pick and choose, pick and choose. That's always the worst when you think it's a new place, but it's actually a place you've been to already. Yeah. I've just got my level 1 harpoon. Okay, well that's all I needed. Every time I overload myself. Naughty fish, yes. A very naughty fish indeed. Oh, Maiden, thank you so much for the gift sub. Rosso, enjoy your gift sub courtesy of Shields Maiden here. Just a little more, says the people overloading the lockbox. Oh, you brought a picture of something. Can I see? Wow, a pink dolphin! It's so adorable, I'd like to take it home. I'm kidding. Great. Then let's name this dolphin Pinky, and get people to notice. The poachers won't be able to catch it so easily. I'll put your picture to good use. I'm sure the readers will love it. There are photo spots all over the place. Thank you for your help and keep up the good work. All right. Enhance. Salt Bay. I've enhanced so many things I can't put them on the menu. Mega Mouse shark meat. Anything else to be enhanced? Yes, this. Alright, there we go. There's our menu. Can't imagine a seahorse skewer being all that worth getting, like putting a piece of bacon on a skewer. Howdy, hello, hello. see you. How are you? Sir, the picture you took was well received. Oh, great to hear that. I hear my superiors want to assign me another task. If I bring them a picture as nice as the previous ones, I have an offer for you. Do you want to join me and take a picture that will stand the test of time? And what are you planning to take a picture of? Do you know about manta rays? Of course, they're one of the largest of their kind. I've seen one of those majestic creatures firsthand. Good, I'm planning to take a picture of them. What do you think? All right, I'm sold. But, they're nocturnal, so we need to move at night. And we need some lure to attract them. Sir, I will prepare my equipment. Could you find a lure in the meantime? I don't know what manta rays feed on. I'm sure you'll figure that out in no time. I'll count on you then. Tell me when you've got the lure. What could manta rays feed on? Ellie's the best when it comes to ecology. Should I just give her a call? Let me get caught up on chat here. What do we... Oh, they put a big chunk of bacon on a stick at Renfest. Yes, that sounds about right. How big is the chunk? Not very. Best part of the Renfest is getting dressed lewd and walk around with a bottle of wine like a rat, though. So who really cares about the food? Fair enough. Oh, how's it going? Do you know what manta rays feed on? I know what manta rays eat. Oh, really? They feed on plankton at night. Drop something that lures glowing plankton at night and they'll come. And you'll need 5 kelp to lure plankton. Made of kelp. Not necessarily, but they'll work too. Just bring me some. Oh, you got it. No, input this here. Woohoo! Got some eco points. Boy, this has nothing to do with the lure. But don't be disappointed yet. Ta-da! The lure capsule. Oh. Just drop this lure and you'll lure all the plankton in the area. Made of quality ingredients. Goodbye then. Alright, got the lure now. I must tell Udo about it. Oh, this must be the lure for manta rays. My mouth is watering. I'm kidding. Anyways, I need to be prepared to take pictures at night. I'll call you when I'm ready. Hehe. Nice and crunchy with a nice sea as a backdrop. By the way, how much of the farm do you have unlocked? The farm? What are you talking about, Action? That answers that question. Oh, alright then. I think Ashton is drinking. Are you? Without the rest of us? How dare. No, drinking doesn't start till tomorrow. Wait, getting on, lol, Rex, yes. Paddy, what is it? How are you such a charmer and calm guy? Guess it's in my nature, I don't know. I used to have quite the stick up my arse about a lot of things, and I just sort of learned to relax. Thought you called me an otter. No, why would I do that? I have new nicknames, I guess so. Rex, can you actually swim or dive? Well, I know how to swim, but I've never been diving before. Diving is a rather specialized skill. It takes a bit of training to get that right. Most uncomfortable. I used to be diver certified. Oh, that's cool. Most uncomfortable part of diving is getting used to whatever breathing apparatus you've got. Yeah. For me, it was remembering not to wave with my goggles on my head. This is not good. Signal of distress for divers. I don't know much about diving. I do know quite a bit about divers' watches. I know Teddy Baldassar had a rather interesting interview one time with an actual diver who works on his crew of content creators. And they actually looked at some of his watches and some of the other ones that actual divers use. Whenever they go diving. Thought it was rather interesting. They're not what you would expect. They don't use like Rolex Submariners or Omega Seamasters. And I can teach you about diving, and you can teach me why I shouldn't get my dream car. I mean, a classic Camaro is not so bad. It's just the modern ones I wouldn't touch. Most modern Chevy products I would not touch. Dreadful cars. Still wouldn't grace a Mustang with my presence. To each his own, I suppose. Suppose we just keep diving until, I don't know, we get somewhere. Until you find the missing whale tail, yeah. Just keep at it. Keep diving, keep grinding. Mackerel makes for good eating. Gotta use the dirty whale call. Where are you, whale? Gotta be around here somewhere. Also, whale tail? Yes, we need to find a baby whale. There we go. Opal ore. Interesting. They just done blowed up. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, for the baby whale, you have to be on the left side of the water closer to the surface. Not like at the top, but a little ways down you'll see sound waves going, shut up. I see. At the moment I'm trying to get back on track with the... Oh, there they are. At last. Let's see. Do you have the upgraded gloves? Yes, I do. I thought there was that mermaid man and barnacle boy as mermaids. Nothing can be done on this side. I have to try going around the back. check the left side and the upper side of that cave. This is about as upper side as it gets. Check left of where they were. You went too far. Oh, did I? Oops. Maybe that's where I was going wrong this whole time. Play-by-play tutorial. I need it, apparently. Quite get up that way. What about... Aha. Maybe through this way. There's a stake in the back. If I pull that out... Aha. We're out below. Wow, human, good, we have a path. Oh, you're more useful than you look. Yeah, fuck you too. The village is very close. Come in through the hole you just made, I'll go ahead. Wait, I can leave now, can't I? Oh, do you listen to yourself? Aren't you worried for Rambo? Besides, I have a request for you, so I would like you to come to the village with us. The Sea People village? Me? Yes. There's a reason I came all the way up to the human sea. I have a request. Oh. Alright. Thanks for the tip there, Action. Needed that. Wandering around aimlessly all night. Ah, I'm getting real spooky vibes. Also, make that more curry when you can. Unlock some more paths and such. Good to know. Something just moved past me. Human, go on ahead and be our lookout. But it's so dark. I think this might be something dangerous there. Ugh. Would have been a longer stream, though. Yeah. Though... I don't know. I think people might have gotten bored with it. Once entering, an event will proceed that will end with you returning to the boat. The whiny Rex voiceover is killing me. What is this? Why is the debris like this so deep? That doesn't look friendly. Oh no. Those vibrations again. Something has to be here. Why do you tell me to come alone? Oh dear. Oh, he looks cute. Boss battle. What is that? Their wolf eels that big? Must have been exposed to radiation. He just wants a hug, yeah. The hell he does. Don't think I can run. Ah, whatever. Spot on its tail looks weaker than the rest of its body. Oh no, he's coming in on this side too. Can't do it. Oh, how can a wolf eel be so big? Whack. And also grab those hooks for when it does the inhale. Should have thought to do that. I was just about to come and defeat it, and guess I came too late. Huh, you're stronger than I expected, human. Now, you see that big gate over there? That's the entrance to the village. Take the lead, human. You know, I'll grab this since no one else did. Ah, thank you for grabbing first, Rosso. Hell yeah. Well, you know you can keep getting that, right? Phew. Finally back to the village entrance passageway. Ramo, you have a key, right? Oh no, I left the key back at the... Just kidding. I have it here in my bag. God, I thought you were going to ask me to take you again. Let's insert the key and get back to the village.
My name is Bond. James Bond.
Thank you for the hydrating stretch. Welcome to Atlantis, everyone. I have 4.3k points. I need like a kissy redeem for like 1.5k. Wow, so this is... That's right. This is the Sea People village we live in. To think there would be a place like this under the sea. Wait. How did a human get in here? Huh? Ramo and Suam, were you kidnapped by this human? Tenzin awaits you. He's lost sleep worrying about you. It's kind of hard to explain. Haha, allow me. I rescued Ramo after she was kidnapped by a squid. Forget it. Just take me to my father. It'll be faster for me to explain things to him. Oh my goodness, Ramo, my daughter. Where were you, my precious girl? Your daddy was worried out of his wits. Are you hurt? Did the humans do something to you, my daughter? Wait, who is this next to you? I thought you'd brought a blue manatee, but this is a human. Yeah, fuck you too. Oh my god, what is that? What is going on here? I'd like an explanation. You know that strange things have been happening around here recently, right? For example, the tremors, the ice melting off the divine tree. Of course, Ramo, I've been looking into the causes. It's already been 2 years. You know our technology has its limits. Well, the ancient texts have all been lost, and we need to figure out new methods again. We can't simply keep waiting, Father. Humans are selfish, but they have good technology. We need their help. No, not the humans. They can't be trusted. They dirtied our home and even hunted our kind to put on display. Wicked creatures looking to hunt us and steal from us. We can't ally with the likes of... Called you a manatee. Yes, he did, bastard. Another huge tremor! See? Something really bad will happen if we don't do anything. When I was taken by the giant squid in human waters, Dave here helped me out. Suam said he was the one who did that earlier. Try asking him. Not all humans can be barred, can they? Oh, but look who's going to need help. They're going to regret that manatee comment. I mean, well, even if I wanted this, the villagers would not agree. Getting help from humans, everyone would find that hard to believe. If this man can gain the villagers' trust, I'll consider your suggestion. The villagers' trust. How does he go about winning that? Well, how about asking around to see what they need? Alright, since today's long trip must have been pretty tiring, human, come back here tomorrow. You'll have to listen to the villagers' requests. Wait, I didn't even agree yet. How am I supposed to come all the way here? I think I'd die if someone called me a manatee. I'd probably get into a fight, to be totally honest. Someone's getting bitch slapped, at the very least. Since you say you helped my daughter Ramo, I suppose it wouldn't be fitting for my people to ignore your needs, even if you're human. Here, use this. What's this? Looks like an ordinary mirror. This Sea People mirror, once installed, will let you instantly travel to this village. Wow. Is such a thing possible? The various disasters have caused our decline, but our ancestors were a very advanced civilization once. Right now, all we have left is a few of their relics, sadly. Damn, not even allowed to decide. She's domed into doing what she wants. Yes. Demanding little shrew, isn't she? In any case, installing this in your village will allow you to come to this village whenever you need. It will recognize your face, so only you will be able to use it. It also operates from the light of the divine tree or the sun, so you can only use it during the day. Oh, and I'll give you a village map to use. It'll help you find the villages. Teleportation device is pretty amazing. I'll have to go back to the boat with this minute for now. I guess I'll install this Sea People mirror on the boat. He said I could go to the Sea People village with us during the day, right? I should go tomorrow. Oh no, look at the time! Bancho Sushi must have opened already. I should drop by and check if anything of note happened. Looks like I arrived too late. I should do a little cleanup. Oh no, it's the HR lady. Dave is good people. He really is. Very underappreciated, I think. But he's a good man. Miss Yoshi, what are you doing here? Oh, my work ended just now and I was passing by. I saw the lights were on despite the hour. Save the lives of the Sea People. Less than Sushi Club. Haha. Bancho seems to have gone home already. He looked a bit tired recently. I worried he might fall ill. Even so, I'm glad to see him working so hard again like this. Come to think of it, I heard he once gave up on cooking because of a certain incident. Yes. Back then I thought he was gone for good. I wonder what it was about. Well, it's nothing that secretive. I simply avoided mentioning it with him present just in case it's still a sore spot for Bancho. I'm thirsty. Can you first give me a glass of beer? Nothing so refreshing as a glass of beer after work. Ah, man, well said. It's especially nice to have a view of the sea at night like this as I drink. I'll tell you now a bit about Bancho and why he quit cooking for a while. Dang, I still suck at pouring beer. I never know when to stop pouring. It is an art form, believe me. Both in the game and in real life. It was 12 years ago. This is the Dugong Hotel. I worked here 12 years ago. It's a 5-star hotel with both tradition and a long history. Looks a bit old, yes, but at the time the quality of food and the service had been newly improved. Honestly, it looks like a take on the Imperial Hotel, or like a blend of the Imperial and the Okura in Tokyo. Yoshi, do you have a moment? What is it, manager? Well, a troublesome customer left a reservation. A troublesome customer? Do you know the actress Lois Crawford? She made a reservation at our hotel. Lois Crawford? Oh, I get it. We're doing a take on Phoenix Wright. Feels like it turned into a pixelated version of Yakuza. Yeah, the Yakuza of Phoenix Wright. Lois Crawford, she was a leading actress for a long career. Her role as a spy in one of her most famous works, The 42nd Floor, was extremely impressive. She appears to have hit a slight slump as her new movies haven't been doing very well. The manager had spent his entire life at the hotel. It was like he was a living embodiment of its history. He had a lot of knowledge about the etiquette used by the upper class of each country, and he was very used to servicing those of high rank. Many VIPs sought his services. Our Dugong Hotel is a luxury hotel with many years of history and tradition. In the past, we had noble staying in our accommodations, and many notable films were shot here. Many people seeking that sort of old-era nostalgia used our services, and we had very high standards for the services we provided. I've heard that Lois Crawford can be very picky, but we are a very high-quality hotel with history and tradition on our side. I don't think there will be any issue if she comes. So there is. So there it is. Nobody can beat the level of services and staff at this hotel. We've won many prizes as well. Just one thing. You haven't heard the rumors about her, have you? The rumors? Take a look at this. She's famous not only as a chef, but a gourmet. That's a blurb she published in a travel magazine recently. Appears to be a description of her travels, but it's just her bashing on the hotel she stayed at. Gloria hotels are the best of the best, and yet she wrote such a scathing review. Bringing out the bad does make a person look more professional. Her writing is mostly like this. What do you suggest we do, Yoshi? Well... how about we refuse the reservation? We don't really need to take a customer that'll purposely try to hurt her reputation, do we? If we do that, she'll probably use an even more crafty way to get at us. She'll send out messages saying we lack confidence, that we're picky about who we accept, and so on. Picky about who we accept? You make that sound like such a bad thing. We'll take the reservation, but we also need to think of ways to satisfy her. I suppose you're right. Do you have any ideas, Yoshi? Our hotel's strengths are long history and tradition, as well as our high-quality service. I mean, there's a thing about exclusivity and whatnot. Yeah, exactly. The way we can satisfy her will involve in making good use of these things. Did she reserve a suite? Yes, it's a suite. We'll need clean rooms and services that match her taste. We'll treat her as a VIP. I'll look into the drinks and amenities she prefers and place them, as I also check on the state of the rooms, and about who will receive her. I suppose I'll have to do that. Thank you. There's no one that can handle such a tricky customer except you, with your long experience with many VIPs. I'm more tense than usual. And about the meals, we can offer her the buffet for breakfast, but we'll also need to ready a dinner course. The dinners at our hotel... we have fantastic French food at our hotel. It's the pride and joy of Dugong Hotel, with a Michelin-starred head chef at the helm. But you came at the most inconvenient time. Our head chef is in France on a culinary research trip. The sous chef is taking his place for now, and he cooks wonderfully as well. However, our upcoming customer is a very difficult one. Oh. Dugong Hotel's Japanese food has never been its strong suit. We only served udon, a simple donburi. We've been making exponential progress, however. After we hired Bancho, we've grown quite dramatically. Bancho's famous for his ability to reinterpret the use of ingredients, and his food was recently featured in an overseas magazine. He might be our dark horse. That means Japanese is likely to be our best choice. Bancho hasn't really proven himself yet. Do you think it'll be alright? Bancho's skill is indisputable. However, why even offer a Japanese portion of the menu if all that's offered is udon and one other item? I don't know. One great drawback is he doesn't consider the preferences of his customers. His sole focus is letting people try new flavors. That is what drives his creativity, of course. But this time it won't really serve us. We're dealing with the infamous Lois Crawford, after all. I see. That's a good point. However, I think the best we can do right now is try and persuade Bancho. I agree. Best of luck, Yoshi. Bancho, are you here? Miss Yoshi, what are you doing here? No, you're here, that's good. I've come to check on the status of the manager's request. Look all you want. It's just an ordinary Japanese food kitchen. Bancho was a peculiar man. He suddenly appeared one day, handing us a resume and explaining he'd been learning in Japan. All the sushi establishments listed on the resume were top tier, but Bancho never stayed in one place for long. He told me he moved each time after learning enough. The manager had a long talk with him and then left the operation of the Japanese food team to him. He could always be found in the kitchen, busy with something day in and day out. He researched food on his own when there were no customers, and he hated to be interrupted. Were you practicing? Well, yes. Training means thousands and tens of thousands of attempts. Practice without rest is the only way to produce meaningful results. Inclusivity. I see. I heard that you never skip research and practice, Bancho. It relieves me to see you so hard at work. What do you mean you're relieved? Bancho, would you be willing to try servicing a VIP? Servicing a VIP? That's right. I have an important guest who will increase our reputation, or rather who might send it plummeting to the ground. Her name is Lois Crawford. She's an actress that's infamously hard to please, and also a gourmet reviewer. It's been about a year since you joined the Dugong Hotel. Our Japanese food team, which was never very strong, received much attention in a short span of time, and we can't deny that your contribution to this was great. However, this means we also get customers who want special treatment. So you mean to say I should try and please this picky woman, Lois Crawford? Yes. This is important, as Dugong's Hotel's reputation lies in the balance. What do you say? For me, cooking has always been a battle with myself, not with others. Making perfect food has always been my goal, and that won't change no matter who I cook for. I simply use the best ingredients available in the current season and the most suitable recipe. Will that be okay with you? Alright, we'll leave the individual dishes in your hands, Bancho. However, I would like to offer input on the method of servicing our guest. Alright, you're the expert, Miss Yoshi, when it comes to servicing food. Very good. Now as for the type of menu to employ. When you advertise the menu publicly, you're just going to say Japanese cuisine available, not we offer 2 Japanese-style foods. A sushi course offers various kinds of sushi in a certain order, with a few side dishes interspersed in between. It allows us to use sushi to allow customers to try many types of fish. What do you think of the sushi course? It's also your specialty. I'm very familiar with the method. However, don't you think it'll be too ordinary? If we choose to go with this, we'll likely use tuna sushi, pike eel sushi, or olive flounder sushi as the main dish. Olive flounder being in season right now. That won't be very impressive, however. Alright. Since it's to be a dinner, I think a course would be better than a single dish. That means it'd probably be better to employ a Western course format instead. Though it'll be a bit different from the traditional method. I think I could add soup, an hors d'oeuvre, sashimi, side dishes, sushi, tempura, and dessert to the course. What do you think? Not bad. So what do you make for each dish? Well, there's a soup to begin with. A sushi boat's always a good thing to try. It's like a sampler dish, but fancier. Yeah. Yes, I think that'll be fine up to the sushi. Tempura is next. I suppose shrimp would be the most logical choice. It's difficult to create any impact with shrimp. We've kept everything pretty normal so far, so this is where we add a little spice. I've been researching this very topic. How does something like this sound? You must have a good idea. Let's hear it. When I lived on the shore, there was an upscale bar that had its own sushi kitchen that was heaven. Shark. I'm thinking of a dish that uses a shark head. What? A shark? Can sharks be eaten? Sharks are a very tasty dish. This is the time of year when they grow fat, boosting its flavor. The meat in the cheeks in particular has a lovely chewy texture, which reminds you of both ordinary meat and fish. But shark is too exotic of an ingredient. Could we use something a little more widely consumed? Especially considering this is Lois Crawford. Good food will impress anyone. Anyone who takes a bite will recognize the food for what it is. That it is the best possible food that can be found around here in the current season. I'll give it some thought. Not sure if it'll be okay. Can't help but think it's not that great of an idea, Bancho. If you serve that dish and things go sideways, the consequences won't affect you alone. Both the manager and I will also take part of the blame. After all, she's coming to the Dugong Hotel, not to a restaurant operated by you. A hotel must seek to provide the most restful and enjoyable experience to its guests. Shark fins are a delicacy, but I think it's illegal most places now for poaching. Yes, you're quite right. Nothing can be allowed to mar that experience, as the hotel will stand to lose by it. But there's no guarantee she'll hate it. She'll know from taking just a bite that it's one of the greatest foods. There's always an exception to the rule. She's an extremely picky person, after all. What a pity. I understand. I'll go with shrimp tempura then, though it can't compare to shark. Looks like they chose to model the hotel after the Raffles, I think. This way, Miss Crawford. Thank you. This is the chef who will be preparing your food today, Bancho. He's younger than I expected. I was hoping for a slightly more experienced chef. Oh my, tight-lipped are we? Perhaps my looks leave you at a loss for words. He seems a little tense. He's still quite a skilled chef, I assure you. I'll be looking forward to the food then. I remember the service here being quite all right for an old hotel. I liked the carpet and the paintings on the walls as well. Furnishings at Gloria Hotel of a kitsch quality to them I don't like. But to think there's no gym, it's a bit of a shocker. I need to exercise daily to maintain my figure. It was our intention that your stay be as restful as possible. Everyone has their preferred way of resting. The bathing facilities were good, so I content myself with that. So, what's for dinner? A Japanese course meal. Here's the course menu. The first dish is This is a steamed dish composed of grilled snapper and roe, which was then steamed, garnished with ground yam. The soup features the rich flavor of fish. Is that a Japanese soup? It's got a bland flavor coupled with a spicy scent. Quite interesting. That's the flavor of the shichimi. There's a tiny bit of flavoring provided by a condiment made from 7 different spices. He wants to smack her, that's why he's not talking. I imagine so, yes. And the next dish is... A few minutes later. So, the tempura and dessert are left. But what's the tempura? Don't tell me it's shrimp, the sort that's commonly served with rice. The dessert's no doubt the usual fruit. I suppose I've tasted basically everything. It's hard to decipher her reaction. Have we succeeded? How do you like it? Are you happy with our Japanese food? Well, it's about as good as I expected it to be, I suppose. Suppose I could come here to eat every now and then, but why bother coming to a hotel to eat food that's quite average? Even so, I'm sure our food is better than that of most other restaurants. The snapper soup or something was pretty interesting, but that's it. It's just a fishy soup with a spicy aftertaste. To think you added sticky yam on top. Ugh, I really didn't like the texture. Oh dear. Seems Japanese food isn't all that to your liking. Ignorant of that fact, we served you Japanese. My mistake. Please accept my apologies. Robot Rex takes the cake. Whatever. It wasn't that good, but it was healthy at least. This hotel doesn't even have a gym, so I suppose the food should be healthy at the very least. May I have a word? Pancho! Allow me to introduce myself again. I am the master chef who works here, Pancho. I'm not much of a speaker, so I've been listening quietly. I find it impossible to maintain my silence now, however. Oh my, do you have something to tell me? Apparently you're supposed to have better food than anywhere else, right? Oh, now, Pancho, Miss Lois here is just... It is most definitely my fault for failing to provide food that satisfies you. Will you not give me a chance to make up for my mistake? What? Oh, well, gosh, I'm a very busy woman. What you witnessed today are not my real skills. I will serve you food that can objectively be called good. Pancho, you can't be talking about... So you're saying you'll have something else you think will satisfy me? I do love how well you voice over as a pompous bitch, though. Well, thank you. All right, I'll wait. But remember, my time is valuable. Your food had better be amazing. Pancho, you can't be thinking of... What is it, Miss Yoshi? Is there something I'm missing? All done. This is whole roasted shark head. Oh my god! This is... You fried the whole head? It is an amazing dish. The meat in the cheeks has not been cut out. I chose to fry the head whole to preserve the supple texture. You'll never taste something like this anywhere else. It is a high-quality dish made using the best possible ingredient. Get that out of my sight! How can you call this food? What are you saying? Take just a bite. I guarantee you'll be transported to heaven. I am not happy about this. Is this what service is like at the Dugong Hotel? It's all my fault. I apologize. Now, Bancho, Yoshi, you apologize as well. I'm sorry, Miss Lois. I should have been more vigilant. Looks are not all there is to food. Why do you refuse to even try it, Miss Lois? Bancho, now isn't the time to... I find this highly unpleasant. Is this some kind of hidden camera prank? What a punishment? You'll pay for treating me this way. Don't think I'll just let you get away with it. I'm leaving. Cancel my suite. Charge me a cancellation fee if you wish. I don't care. After that, Bancho quit his job at the hotel and left, saying he needed to train. It's my belief it wasn't so much the cooking itself as the ingredients and the cooking methods that he researched. I see. Still, I admire him a little for not giving up on the belief that he's going on the right path. Encore. Thank you. I suppose it was the stubborn side of him that allowed him to attain his current level of skill. Working with you now, he even started social media. I feel something's changed about him, and I like it. I think you're good for him. Please, continue to get along. I'll do my best to help Bancho focus on his cooking. Look at that. Dave even poured himself a beer. Good man. Oh, Dave, you weren't around yesterday, so I was a bit worried. I couldn't get in touch with you via radio either. I was, at the Sea People village yesterday. You what? What happened? Well, you see... It's rare when Dave gets a chance to chill. I know, right? Everyone's always making him do things. I see. I envy you, I do. What a lucky experience. Well, I'm not sure how I can help, but it's clear they have problems to deal with. Why don't you go talk to the residents first? I'd love to go as well, but as you said, only one person can use the Sea People mirror. What a pity. Ha ha! What an unexpected turn of events. If you need any of my tools, don't forget to check out the Cobra shop. Yes, we'll have to use the Sea People mirror first to visit their village. Oh, Blue Manatee's job is never done. You can use the mirror Tenzin gave you to immediately travel to the Sea People village. It's solar powered, so it can't be used at night. Huh? Some kind of mail is here. Check it. Blue Hole Tourism Committee. According to the National Weather Service, the storm will hit the Blue Hole hard for 3 days. And amazingly, people have started to report sightings of a variety of sharks roaming the coastal areas. The committee decided to utilize this opportunity and release a new tourism product. It's called the Storm Shark Party. So I guess we need to go shark hunting. Thank you for the hydrate, Redeem. Right, I think on this is a particularly good time to call it a night. Get the music going again. Save the game. Especially after all that VA work, yeah. That was a lot. Much more than I was prepared for. Let's see. Who all is streaming tonight? Actually, no, that's perfect. Let's go raid Razorwind. He's playing a fun game. Crime boss, Roque City. Oh, he's got Elijah Knightley and Megalum VT with him too. Alright, there's our copy pasta. Those lads are having a good time. I can already hear it in my ear here in queue. Alright, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for Dave the Diver. Tomorrow we got we've got Jackbox with let's see, Best Brit, Lulu, Action of course is going to be joining us. Let's see, Pink Zombie should be joining us as well. Let me see, and then maybe one or two other people. So yeah, looking forward to it. That's tomorrow. We'll do a little bit of video reacts beforehand. And yeah, a fun time to be had by all. But thank you all so much. I'm Lord Rexworth, wishing you all the best, and God bless.